Air today, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, and I'm so glad she went off on this, excoriating the media today for immediately jumping to the conclusion that Donald Trump had done something wrong or given something away in his talks with Vladimir Putin and trying to get a peace deal.
From the beginning of this entire process, much of the left-wing media has been actively rooting against the President of the United States in the pursuit of peace. The media relentlessly attacked President Trump and claimed he suffered a, quote, major defeat for not immediately emerging with a final agreement, even though he said heading into that meeting, this was a meeting to listen and to understand how to move the ball forward. The so-called experts in the foreign policy establishment, whose record is nothing but endless wars, trillions of wasted taxpayer dollars, and dead Americans, have the nerve to try and lecture President Trump, who has solved 7 global conflicts in 7 months, about peace.
Goodness gracious. Karoline Leavitt going off on the press corps. And you know what? Good for her. She's absolutely right.
The stated goal of this administration is for Ukraine to exit this sovereign and free and to be an ally of the United States. We're going to be in business with them on certain issues. And so if that's your stated policy, you have to put in place guarantees to keep them that way. So that's number one. Number two, President Trump hasn't always listened to Mr. Bannon. He didn't listen to him on Iran. They've also said, and I think it's true, you have to accept the world as it is. This is not going to end any other way than a negotiated peace. The only people to negotiate with here are the people involved. Putin and Zelenskyy. He met with Putin. He then brings Zelenskyy and the European allies to the White House. It was a show of strength last night. And now the fact that there's news leaking out that they are discussing security guarantees for Ukraine ought to tell you how serious he is about ending this in a way that meets the administration's stated goal, a free and sovereign Ukraine that is an ally of the United States.
What happened? Donald Trump said out loud, I'd like to find a solution to solving the war in Ukraine. The only 2 people there are to talk to and to ultimately solve it, as Marco Rubio has told us, are Putin and Zelenskyy. Yes, the Europeans are involved, and yes, President Trump is involved, but ultimately Putin and Zelenskyy, they are the 2 players. Their countries are at war. So we got to talk to them. Trump makes a meeting with Putin. Immediately, all the usual suspects. This isn't going to work. This is a failure. He's pro-Putin and so on and so forth. Absolute rank irresponsibility out of the media to try to shut down a peace process before it's ever really underway. The truth is they don't want President Trump to succeed. I mean, that's the truth of it. He does something like, I don't know, try to solve a war. They would prefer the war to continue as to have to report that Donald Trump solved yet another conflict on this planet Earth.